Ciao guys, I'm Wood here. So in this video I'm gonna see the reason why the HTC Vive, the first version, is still the best VR headset on the market right now. We already did a kind of this video, so you can check it out in the description below about the Oculus Rift. Actually, there is kind of a big competitor, but in this video we're gonna find 5 reasons why this is still the best on the market. Okay, so here we start with the first reason, that is immersion. Why I'm saying immersion, not something more specific? Well, it's very weird and actually particular to describe how this gives the best immersion so far in VR. I also mentioned it in my review back then, but maybe it's the fact that you don't have light bleeding at all when you play, thanks for the cushion over here, the way it like feel on your face, the way it like press on your face directly with the audio strap or with the regular strap, the way that the tracking works so well that never gets in the way. I never find any other headset so immersive like the HTC Vive. Out of the box, like you started, after the setup you're already good to go, and you can get directly in this world without having to think about anything external at all, because you're gonna be able to go all around and having the best tracking every time, and of course get immersed in the game without even thinking about what's around you at all. So for immersion, yeah, this is the best out there on the market for sure. And of course we were talking about tracking. Why? Because the tracking is the second reason why the HTC Vive is still the best on the market. There's nothing yet as good as the Valve tracking, the one that we are using with these. You have 2 lightouts to put like in the 2 corners, and yeah, it's not the easiest setup out there, but everyone made it, so you can do it too. And it's so perfect then and so precise that you're never gonna find anything else similar. That's why all the VR arcades and something like that, they use that technology, because it's very reliable and it's just perfect. Every movement translated exactly the same and the same refresh rate without any problem, and it's very hard, almost impossible to get to the point where you have tracking glitches and stuff like that. The tracking is a big reason why every time every person suggests the HTC Vive, and me too, because if you want the best tracking out there, well, yeah, the others are very good too. The Oculus is very good, the Windows Mixed Reality is good, but with these you're gonna have the best 360 experience, this best room scale experience without any problem at all whatsoever. Everything will be one-to-one, real life to virtual life, and that's what you're looking for. Best tracking is on the HTC Vive. That's it. And if we are talking about tracking, of course, we have to talk about the room scale experience, the reason number 3, because room scale is what the HTC Vive created back then when VR wasn't even a thing and just started. Because when the Oculus was like seeing VR, like just getting the game and sitting in your desk and playing, with the Vive and their wands, the experience was like to go around your room like 5 meters by 5 meters without any problem, walking around and get involved in this world and have the possibility to just like walk really in real life and have it translated in the virtual world. Well, since that, all the games they started to translate in room scale, so you weren't just able to move your head around, and also all the other players in VR had to adapt to it, because Oculus had to come out with the Oculus Touch and giving the second sensor, the third sensor to use like this room scale and 360 experience, but there's still no best way to have this 360 experience, this room experience than with the HTC Vive, because out of the box it comes with the controller, it comes with the lightouts, there are just 2, and you're gonna be good to go, as we talked in the tracking part of course, and you're gonna be able to just walk around without any problem, never feel sick, and have the best room scale experience for the space that you're able to walk in. That's why also the VR arcades are using that a lot, for the possibility to move around in big areas. So if you have a big area at home, for room scale, this is the best out there and is super recommended. And reason number 4 is of course upgradeability. Why? Because the HTC Vive comes in a different form. I kind of feel like a dev kit sometimes, because you're able to change pretty much everything. Like also the strap, this is not the original one, it comes with a different strap, but you can change the strap with the deluxe audio strap. You have a USB, the audio cable, the audio jack over there, the 3.5 millimeters, so you can have a different audio and connect it directly there. You have a USB for different accessories and adapter, like we saw the Lip Motion, the Vive and Chill, and whatever you want to connect, you can connect it. Also, like we saw the wireless, so you're gonna be able to have the wireless directly from HTC or from the TP Cast. We saw actually some problem with the HTC Vive wireless adapter, but it works really well in terms of immersion and everything you want to upgrade. Like also the lenses, like I was able to change the lenses to the Gear VR lenses because there's a great community behind, always working to try to make these headsets better and better. That's why it's the dev kit for pretty much everyone. If you are a dev, you want to have the HTC Vive because you're gonna be able to work on that, and you know that everything is gonna arrive, is gonna upgrade even more the experience. We saw that at least like as example with the knuckles are gonna arrive and gonna be compatible with the HTC Vive, and so on, so on. There's always stuff behind, the Vive trackers as well. You can always add accessories, and have the best experience over and over again. And the only thing that you can't upgrade is the screen, and that's why then we're gonna talk about the Vive Pro in a different video, of course. But for upgradeability and for be able to change stuff, well, this is the best out there for sure. Last but not least, we are talking about the controllers, of course. We talked about the controllers also on the Oculus Rift video as the best, but these are the best in a different way. Well, of course, we're talking about also the tracking, because with this ring here, you have the tracking of the lighthouses, so the best tracking out there, as we already said, but also because these controllers, the Vive ones, were the first out there, so like they kind of created this idea of having a presence in VR, even if not the best way for at presence, but for the fact that with this trigger and how they feel, they're just the best out there for VR shooters. Like if you are playing like Onward, you're playing a Pavlov or stuff like that, BAM Squad and whatever other game. Well, these are gonna feel the best for the trigger, and to shoot with these like Space Pirate Trainer, like all those kind of games, like Arizona Sunshine would just feel better with the Vive ones. Also, I have to say, because of course of the tracking, these are the choice if you want to get in competitive games. You want to be sure, of course, that your shot gets exactly where you want it to go, and you want to be able to aim in a perfect way without the shaking in any position you are, even if you are like laying down on the prone or whatever position you want. Well, these are the best out there, and if you are in competitive games, if you are in shooting games, you for sure want the ones as your first best controller out there. And that was all, guys. These are the reason why the HTC Vive now is still the best controller is still the best headset out on the market right now, and why I will recommend it every time, and why so many people are so attached to it and they're still recommended it for sure. So as always, guys, we're gonna follow up with a different video with a different headset very soon. We're gonna talk about the Vive Pro, we're gonna talk about the Odyssey, we're gonna talk about the Lenovo Explorer, because in this series we see how every headset is the best for something and why is the right choice for you. Maybe because you're looking for something instead of something else. So don't stay behind that this battle about, oh yeah, this is the best, blah blah blah. No, it really depends on what you're looking for too. If you are for shooting game, well, this is the best. If you're looking for the best tracking, this is the best. If you're a dev and you're looking for new stuff and try new stuff, this is the best out there. And yeah, that's why it's the best on the market still now. These were my reasons, but let me know what are your reasons. What are your top 5 reasons why you should choose the HTC Vive instead of something else, and of course also the reason why you shouldn't want the HTC Vive. Let me know in the comment below. And anyway, guys, if you liked the video, like. If you didn't like the video, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more about VR and tech, and see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Ciao.